Welcome back to more Blessed Crypto. In today's video, we are going to be having another look at Solana Sol to see if we can determine what is going on with the price. If you guys do appreciate the content, please do consider subscribing to the channel, give it a thumbs up, and make sure you hit the notifications bell for when I'm uploading future content. And with that, let's get straight into it. So, Solana did get a rip to the upside, and we will get into that in just a second. But before we do, I just kind of want to go over the higher time frame with you guys. Now, I did say to you guys that once we broke out of this descending channel, which had been acting as resistance, we could start focusing on further upside. Okay, now we did come down to that $8 level. We went up in a wave one. We came down in what could have been a wave two. And I said anywhere from the 618 fib, we could be looking at finding support. Okay, we nearly came down to the 786 fib, so this was an area for you guys to potentially get into Solana. However, we were saying that the way it was moving up was looking correctively, but I did say to you guys, you know, sometimes you just have to kind of cancel out the noise, and I said to you, if we were able to get above this red line here, okay, at 1990, which was all acting as resistance, we could be potentially focusing on going up and getting higher prices, especially if we got above the 50-day moving average. We also got above the 200-day moving average, and we also broke out of this descending trend line that I put onto the chart for you guys. Now, I know, you know, we were saying, okay, we could be looking at getting a bit of a pullback, coming down like this and doing something like this, but I did give you that key area that if we did manage to get above it, that red line, we could be potentially looking at going up further. I've also told you guys in previous videos that this blue line that I did take off the chart, but I kept making you aware of it, the $30 level, is actually the 88.7 fib level from the all-time high. So while I was on holiday, we did actually wick straight into that 88.7 fib level, and we have now started to see a sell-off after we have just come into all of this, which was resistance. We were trying to flip it as support, but we have now failed, and we are now back in the range. Now, we were speaking about this range, which I showed you guys with the fixed volume profile, which, bear with me, where is it? We've got the fixed volume profile, and I said if you drag it from here all the way across here, that gave us an area that we could be potentially getting up to if we managed to get above the point of control. And we got above that point of control at $21. And I said if we can get above that, the chances are we're going to the value area high, which was coming in at $26. We ended up getting up to that area. We wicked up to the 88.7 fib level, and now we have started to come back down. So how are we going to count this with Elliott waves? Now, I mean, I have to be honest, the structure that we have going up at the moment can be a number of things, and it could actually still be that this is just a wave B, and we will eventually come back down to do lower lows. I just kind of want to make you guys aware of that. Now, I am on the daily time frame, and I will go down to the micro, but I'm still not particularly liking this structure too much. I have to be perfectly honest with you guys. If I take the fib extension tool from the low here, and I take it to the high, and I go back down to the low, you will see that we perfectly came up and we touched the 1-to-1 fib. So this could quite easily be a 3-wave move, okay, which will lead to 5 more waves to the downside. I just kind of want to make you guys aware of that. We've wicked in to that 88.7 fib level. We have now started to collapse to the downside, and I just kind of want to make you guys that certain areas that I'm going to put onto the chart now for you need to hold for further upside. Now, let me just clear this chart up a little bit. I'm going to get rid of those fibs. I'm going to hide the 88.7 fib level, but just be aware this $30 level is key for us to get above and hold it as support. Once we can get back above that 88.7 fib level from the all-time high, then we can start focusing on further upside, not come up, wick into it, and then collapse back down. Okay, so I'm going rid of that just to clear the chart up. I do think if we do continue to come back down, this red line, which was resistance when we came back down, is now going to be flipped again back into support. So if we do come back down to that $19.86 level, that would be a possible area where we could find a bounce at least. I'm not going to say it is definitely going to hold, but I am going to take that off the chart for now. Okay, if we are following through with the bullish scenario and we are looking at this as a wave 1, we did correct down in this wave 2, and we are now going to go up in a wave 3. It is now getting a little bit choppy, and I am a little bit concerned in the way that we have gone up. I'm going to kind of go over the reasons with you guys, because I can't really, I'm on the 4 hourly now, I can't really count this as an impulse, okay? So I'm going to, now I've taken off the previous wave count because we didn't get that pullback, but we're now going to have a look and we're going to make a decision on what we think we could be looking at, okay? Now I would have to, I guess, now count this as a wave 1, a wave 2, a wave 3, a wave 4, and a wave 5 to complete a wave 1. Then we had a very short wave 2, okay, and now we are going up in a wave 3. Now in the wave 3, so let me just now put a wave 1 onto the chart, bear with me, let me just get rid of those drawings. Okay, so we'll be looking at this as a wave 1, this as a wave 2. Then we would be looking, as it's a diagonal pattern, 3, a 4, and a 5. Okay, and now we would be looking at this as an A wave, this as a B wave, and now we're going up in a C wave to complete the wave 3. Okay, then we would get a wave 4, and then we would get a wave 5 up. That's how I would have to count this, okay? But I'm still saying to you guys, it is unreliable in my opinion. I'm of the view that this could still just be a 3 wave move to the upside, and we could end up correcting back down more severely. But we will continue to follow it until it is broken. Okay, so if we're looking at that as a if we look at that as a wave 1 and this is a wave 2, I'm just going to change the wave degrees. Okay, now we would be looking at this as an A wave, this is a B, then we're going to get a C to complete the wave 3. Then we get a wave 4, then we get a wave 5, and then that would then complete the bigger degree wave 3. Then we get a 4, and we should get another wave 5 to the upside. Okay, and then after that we would then correct down in a bigger correction. Okay, so let's now have a look and see where did this correct. So we got the A. Okay, so okay, so we came down to the 786 fib level. So now we need to hold above this level, the $22.72 level. If we end up losing this level, then I would start to say, actually, we have got something more bearish going on. Now, it could, even in a more bearish view, we could still potentially do something like this, do a lower high, and then still collapse back down in 5 waves. Okay, so the 786 fib at $22.29 now needs to hold. If we lose that level eventually, I'm not saying we're going to come straight down from here, but if we end up losing that level eventually, then that is going to potentially open the door to much lower prices, and we could be potentially, if I'm looking at this now, we could be potentially going back down to visit the 786 fib at $12.03 or the 88.7 fib level at $10, which would obviously give people an opportunity to get Solana at lower prices if that was going to happen. But if we end up losing that $10 level, then we are looking at this as a 3-wave structure to the upside with a continuation in 5 waves, which would do new bear market lows. Okay, so just kind of be aware of that. Now, if you did get into a trade in this general area where we were looking at a potential reversal, okay, you would have potentially made from the low to the high about 150 odd% move. So, you know, it may be an idea, obviously no financial advice, to start thinking about putting a stop loss in place, because if we do end up losing this level, it is going to start adding sell pressure to the chart. Now, positives are we are above the 50-day moving average and the 200-day moving average, which are currently coming in at 21.29 and that $20 level. Okay, so I would like to continue to see these moving averages continue to move to the upside, and maybe at some point we are going to use them as support, and then we can continue to go further to the upside. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with Solana over the coming weeks, but I hope you guys enjoyed the content. Please do consider subscribing to the channel, give it a thumbs up, and make sure you hit the notifications bell when I'm uploading future content. And with that, take care, stay blessed.